Alright, today we're going to be tying up what I call the Rio Prince. It's kind of a Prince Nymph Rio Getter combination. We're going to start with a Gamakatsu J20 size 14. Cool little jig style hook. Go ahead and toss that in the vise. And I'm using red Vivus 70 denier thread. Just gonna get it started here. Cover up a little portion of the shank. We're gonna use some bead chain eyes for the weight. Go ahead and put those in pretty close to the part where the hook bends up here. Some crisscross and figure 8 wraps. This fly is kind of a combination of two flies I've been using a lot lately and then I've had good success on. Prince Nymph and a Rio Getter. Also, the bead chain I use has kind of got like some burrs on it after I clip it, so I just mash down with some pliers and break off those little burrs. Alright, wrap back. So it's a Prince Nymph in that it's got biot tail, peacock herl body, and it's a Rio Getter in that it's a jig hook, and it's got bead chain eyes. So I've recently caught some trout on the Prince Nymph in Colorado and some Rio. Well, I got the Rios on this fly actually, but so I've got two brown biots. Put them matched up. Gotta place them on the back where my thread's hanging. Try and switch hands. Do a couple loose wraps. Then reposition them a little bit. And bind them down. Work these forward. I'll go ahead and trim them off. You see how they're kind of splayed out nicely like that. That's what we're going for. Alright, then we're going to tie in some wire for the ribbing. I'm just going to use small copper ultra wire. Tie it all the way back, keeping it along the near side of the hook. Alright, and then the body is going to be peacock herl. I'm going to borrow a method I saw Phil Rowley use where he kind of makes like a dubbing loop that he then uses to make a rope with the peacock herl. Recently, mine today kind of started falling apart after a couple fish. Not falling apart, but some of the peacocks started coming loose. So I had seen this video after I tied that one. I'm going to try it out. Should help reinforce the stems, make it a little bit more durable. So I'm going to take about 3 peacock herl. I've got 4. Trim the tips. Then Move my thread back forward, tie these in up at the front, wrap back. And cover that up. And then so to make kind of the rope out of these peacock curls and the thread, I'm going to use this Loon gator grip attachment on my dubbing loop tool there. I'm going to grab all those peacock curls and that dubbing loop that we formed. I'm going to grab it all with the gator grips and then spin it up into a neat little rope. You can kind of see that. So like I said, that'll reinforce the stems of the peacock curl, which are kind of brittle and delicate. And I've got a little red thread showing through there, so add a little color. Wrap this forward all the way to behind those eyes, and then tie that rope off. Good and tight. Give it a snip. So there we go. Got a kind of a peacock body. We're going to counter wrap with the wire, the copper wire, to add even more durability. And get about 4 turns. Maybe one little extra one there. Tie that off. So basically we have a Prince Nymph body and tail on a jig hook with dumbbell eyes. Wire didn't want to break. Okay, snip it. So then going back to our Prince Nymph inspiration, I'm going to take got just a hen cape feather like I would use on a Prince Nymph. Strip some of those longer fibers off till where the stems start to get kind of thin. And I'm going to snip that. Trim these so I can get a little tie-in anchor. Tie it in here to make a little kind of a soft hackle collar on this guy. Take my hackle pliers, grab the tip, and build up a little collar here. I'm not too worried if they're kind of going everywhere. I'm going to wrap over it pretty good and I'll get everything going back the right way. Alright, kind of got it anchored down. Trim out the stem. It's looking a little messy, but like I said, if you kind of stroke everything back, do some more thread wraps, kind of push all that back. We're trying to go for a buggy look here anyway, so neatness isn't, we're not going for perfection, we're going for buggy. There we go. So get all that going backwards. Now we got a nice buggy looking body there. And then to make it, tie it back a little bit to the Prince Nymph inspiration, I'm going to do some kind of lighter colored barred rubber legs on the top to kind of imitate the white bayat that would be on a Prince Nymph. So I've got some hard cilia legs and sand color, which are kind of a light silver white, but it's got brown barring, so that'll kind of work towards our bugginess, but also kind of a light color to imitate the Prince Nymph. I'm going to take this whole strand, cut it in 2 parts, and I'm going to wrap it around my thread, and then tie it in on each kind of side a little bit towards the top, so we'll have 2 little legs coming out each side. So they're kind of long now. Trim them to where they won't foul the hook. So trim them as shorter than where the hook bend is. They kind of just become little nubs, but it's enough little leggy action to get the fish's attention. See how that's looking. It's not as beautiful as a Prince Nymph, but it'll work. I'm just going to wrap kind of around these eyes a little bit, kind of build up a little thread head around the dumbbell eyes. And then whip finish, and we're done. So that's it, the Rio Prince. Try some out, probably would do good for carp or Rios, definitely bluegill. Anything that can go after a buggy looking little nymph. Thanks for watching.